Hey guys, happy Thursday. So today I'm doing something that I've probably been asked like a million times, and that is sharing my complete tech stack for what I use personally for creating online courses. And basically what I did is I took my QuickBooks and I just exported all of my subscriptions so I knew I wasn't missing anything, and export it into Airtable and have an entire list. So if you have specific questions on something like that you want to know, maybe that I forgot to add here, or you want me to expand upon, then just let me know in the comments and I will, because otherwise we'd be here for like 10 hours if I went into everything into detail. So I think I'm gonna do this is go through like my course creation process kind of from beginning to end. So we'll mainly focus on the technology, because that, like the development side of things, because that's what most people are most interested in. But then I also want to touch on like the content creation tools I use as well. All right, so let's start from the very beginning. What I usually do, and if you watch any of my other Facebook Lives before, is you'll see me drawing on my iPad all the time. And I feel like my brain, like literally, I cannot think without a stylus in my hand. I went to traffic and conversion last year and I lost my stylus, and I had to hire a courier to go to Target to buy another stylus. So like this $100 pencil then became $200 to bring it to the hotel so I could have one, because otherwise I would have gone insane, like all traffic and conversion conference 4 days without one. So the tool that I use here is OneNote. So I'm going through like the planning process right now. That's when I do ideation. I'm like just mapping everything out. I need to add another one. After that, then I usually use a mind map, and MindMeister is the tool that I use. And then also another big part for me of content or ideation and planning is Pinterest. And this is not like a tech tool, but it is invaluable to me for going through. I'll show you some of my boards here right now. Going through and saving content that I come across. I just have a massive design board, and that way when I go to like actually create a page, I have so many different like ideas to look at, and it sparks new creativity and things of that nature. So I'm gonna jump over that because I know I have to go pretty quickly. As far as communication and organization, like that's another huge part of the course creation process. Like, yeah, we'll dive into the tech, but if you get overwhelmed and like you can't find where things are, or you don't know how to communicate your team, you're using email, which in my opinion is the root of all evil, you're just gonna go insane. So we use Slack for everything. This is the Slack channel. Anyone on my team is on that Slack channel, and that's where we communicate. I know that email is only for like dire emergencies, or probably never. If it's a dire emergency, text me. Email is like the last place that I'm gonna look. Loom is a lifesaver for recording videos, really easy on your desktop, and getting access to this. Oh, I forgot to mention, in the link I added a form in Facebook where you can opt in or just fill out that form, and I will send this to you afterwards, this whole tech stack thing, so that you have it, and it also has all the links there. Okay, so Loom is that. Guru, another thing I can't live without. Guru is a Chrome extension and also a web-based app where you can add different cards. And so if I need to find something at any time, I can, like if I needed to find a Membarium shortcode, or someone on my team needed to find a Membarium shortcode, anything that has that Membarium tag is going to come up, and like, oh, there it is. Like that's the shortcode for the first name. It does a lot of other cool features, like it can track where people, if anyone on your team has searched for that, so it can show, are they doing like their due diligence to try to find the answer themselves before they come asking you. And I love it. Like I want to start using it more and more. Like the more that you use it, the more valuable it's become. Okay, I did mention Evernote on my phone, Evernote on my desktop, on the computer here as a web clipper. It's another great way to build a swipe file or a content file or keep ideas. And this is one of those things that the more you use it, the more valuable it becomes, because it gets like, there's like a level of artificial intelligence with it. Like the more that you use it, the more keywords it has, and it's just cool. So also, like, I think it's really important, and Ari Meisel does an amazing job talking about this, having a external brain. And Evernote allows you to do that. So if I'm walking and I have an idea, or I just want to start like spitting out content, that's usually how I come up with most of my random Facebook Live ideas, is by using Evernote to store all that information, and then it's all in one place that I can go back to. Because there's nothing worse than like trying to create a course and you're like just staring at a blank screen. Okay, so my story already went through. Slack, Loom, Guru, Airtable. I can't even say enough about it. Like, I'm obsessed. I use it for everything. That's what you're looking at right now. Process Street is for SOPs. And so like first use Google Drive, which actually let me add that here because I didn't. Google Drive, and I think I had Dropbox somewhere in here on this list already, but maybe I didn't. Okay, so Google Drive, another thing for where we store all our information. And again, I know I'm going super fast, so I'm gonna look at the comments every once in a while, ask questions on things that you want me to expand upon. So then Dropbox to store other files. For some reason, I like keeping all text documents in Google Drive. So if they're like video scripts or all the copy for emails and social media posts, things of that nature, I'll create on Google Sheets. When it comes to any other assets like video files or images, things of that nature, then they all go in Dropbox. I'm gonna pull up like an example course so I can show you where each of these different things come into play. So when it comes down to it, like if we take away all the glitz and glamour and all the design and all the like crazy tech stack, like what you're actually creating when you're creating a course, there's only really two main deliverables as far as content. One is a video, and the other is worksheets or other resources that you can have your customers use. And the purpose of those are to expedite the process, expedite the amount of time it takes them to implement what it is they learned, or make it easier. So an example of this one, it's like your course format delivery. I have the videos here. I have a checklist that pops up on the side. I have a transcript, and then I have a worksheet that goes along with it. So now that we see this, I can jump back over to the Airtable. So in order to have this here, your video needs to be hosted somewhere. Vimeo is what I use, and I think it's pretty much what everyone that I know uses to host content. So that is that. I've also, if you get access to this, I'm adding the prices for everything on how much it is. So this is like a monthly subscription. I think it's $9.99. Amazon S3, so jumping back over to the course here, when you have these worksheets, this isn't usually here, I'm logged as an admin so you can see it, but you want to host these not on your WordPress site because that's just it's unnecessary to have all that weight on your site. And Amazon S3 allows you to host any like worksheets or anything like that, and also makes it a lot more secure. So that is the purpose of the Amazon S3. And then I'm also adding notes here. And Keynote is, you can have two types of videos. So when you're creating your videos, you can either have a face-to-camera video where you're actually seeing the person that's talking. So this would be an example of like it's actually a blend because you can see me, and you can also see the the screen there. But you could also have what's called voiceover videos, or slide over, or screencast, however you want to call it, where you're talking, so you have the audio, but then you have the actual like slides are what someone sees. They don't see you at all. And so you need to create those slides, and what I use is Keynote. Keynote's only for Mac, but PowerPoint is the exact same thing. As far as creating these worksheets, so like something like this, I create them in InDesign, and that's a more of a professional design software. So I don't know if you can see you can't see the bottom of my screen, but I have like all the Adobe suite, so Premiere Pro, Photoshop, InDesign. That's totally not necessary. You can create that using Canva. The other thing that I wanted to do here, and I am going to do it, is create different levels. So I'll have one tab that shows what I use personally, and then a beginner tab, and then a medium. So almost like a good, better, best. And that way, depending on where you are in the stage of the process, you can decide what's right for you. Okay, jumping back over here. So Canva is another option. If you don't want to use InDesign, which is more expensive, and it also is like more complex, more professional design software, Canva allows you to do basically the same thing, and it's free, and it has pre-built templates. It's really cool. When you're recording your videos, again, like what I mentioned before, there's two different types. You're gonna either have your face-to-camera videos, which it's just you talking, and then that you'll use a regular camera for that, and then bring it in to an editing software. If you're gonna be doing the screencast videos where you're sharing your screen, and you can also show you at the same time, then I use ScreenFlow, but I believe that's still only available for Mac. So if you're using Windows, I'm like, what is that other one called? Windows. I have Mac everything. So if you're using Windows, then Camtasia is basically the exact same thing. And that is a system, which I think I have up. I can pull it up for you right now. It is a system like this. Basically, it allows you to record what's going on your screen and also you at the same time. And then you can edit it directly in the system afterwards. So it works great. It's really easy to use. You don't have to be a tech guru to figure it out. It's pretty cool. And then for editing the videos, most people will be 100% fine with just using the editing software in Camtasia or ScreenFlow. I personally, because it is second nature for me to use Adobe's suite because I've used it for so long and it's more of a professional software, I use Premiere Pro to edit all my videos. So if you saw my video yesterday, we did a bunch of clips. I had my camera up on my pre-filming workout, my pre-filming playlist is what I meant to say. And then put the videos in here, cut them all up, and then exported it. And that is how, if you look at my Facebook page, you'll see what the end result was. Okay, Envision is another tool that we use for design, and it's a lifesaver for me. It allows us to have all our wireframes in there, and then also our actual high fidelity prototypes for courses. So let me see if I have another client's course up here. Yeah, so basically working through the design process, we first wireframe, and then this syncs with Envision. So this goes directly into Envision, and it allows you to make comments and a bunch of other things. The other really cool thing about Envision, I didn't want to get into too many details here, but I love this. The ability to make style guides and boards here. So first, when I'm creating a style guide, I told you I like to look at Pinterest first, and that gives me ideas. It's like my creative process, the ideation. Then I'll go into Envision and create a board. So I'll pull up mine right here, do the same thing for any clients. And this is where you make a little bit more of a formalized brand guide or style guide. So the colors that are gonna be used in the brand, the logos, the typography. This is a mood board, so any images that resonate with me that I like, and then I want my brand to have that kind of feel. So this is like a luxury, it has a sexy, playful, high-end, premium luxury feel. Other examples that I've come across that I like, and then my social media posts, website stuff, things like that. So you can put a ton of stuff in here, and I just think it's so useful for creating a consistent brand style. So next, Sketch is the other half of this. This is where we actually design, which I just showed you here, all the different design, all the different pages, and then it links with Envision so that we can create those wireframes and mock-ups. Okay. Now, I ran through all that quickly because I know we wanted to get to the tech stuff. For actually building the membership site, okay, it is done on WordPress. Every single course is done on WordPress. If you wanted to get a very a minimal viable product out there, and tech is not your friend, and you just wanted to make it as simple as possible, then there are other options, and that's why I want to create two different lists here, which I probably will start doing that right now. Is a beginner list, where you could use what is I call a third-party platform, and the ones that I recommend are Teachable, Thinkific, and Kajabi. And these are like all-in-one solutions that you pay a monthly price or a transaction fee, and they'll do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as hosting the content, things like that. I personally like to have the freedom and flexibility to design my course exactly how I want it to look and have it on a platform my own. So if at all possible, like I always recommend building it on your own WordPress website. And so it's on WordPress. In order for you to have your website actually like up and running, it needs to be hosted. The hosting platform that we use is WP Engine, and I've tried a ton of different hosting platforms. This is by far my favorite. Their customer service is amazing. Of course, it is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's well worth it, especially like this is a business asset for you. Like you're bringing in revenue, like you want to have a platform that you know is secure. And it's built directly for WordPress, which is nice because there's intricacies and nuances that go into play with anything technology. Okay, next, the big part is your membership plugin. So your membership plugin is what controls the access to your program. So it is what makes people pay for it and not just get it for free. And Membarium is my tool of choice, and that I think it's by far like the most superior one out there. It does only integrate with ActiveCampaign and Infusionsoft, so you need to be using one of those. If you're not, then I recommend using MemberPress, and MemberPress is really a really great platform as well. Most of my clients and myself use Infusionsoft, which is the CRM, and so Membarium integrates with that. I've also put checklists here for the things that are included when you join Online Courses Academy. If you join my flagship course, which is what this one is that I was showing you, honestly, these plugins that come with it almost pay for itself because I added up all the prices and it's over $833 in software, and that's not like fluff prices. That's legit. If you go to their website, that's how much these would cost you if you bought them yourself. And so that's for an annual license that you'd get access to these. Okay, back to this. So MemberPress is a membership plugin. Then the other big component of the site is your LMS, so your learning management system. I use LearnDash. I think that there's nothing that even comes close to it. LearnDash is what controls learning progression. So it is what requires your users to complete a module before they can move on to the next one, or track progress, or pass a quiz, or upload assignments before they can move on. And then all of that's stored in a database in the back end of your WordPress site. So that's important for, one, from a user experience. Two, if you're going to be offering your course, like selling it to corporate or associations or businesses, they'll want to be able to track the user's activity and scores to make sure that like it's a good use of their money, what it is that they're paying for, because they're obviously investing in this training. They want to make sure that people are using it, and it allows them to hold their employees accountable. Secondly is if you are creating courses that are continuing education programs. So, like a lot of different industries, like physicians or physical therapists, or I know attorneys, so many, they have to have a certain number of continuing education hours each year. And a lot of those courses can now be taken online. And I don't know like the intricate details of it. You do have to get approved by the state for it to qualify as a continuing education, or by their board. But LearnDash is one of the platforms that always does qualify because it is a like legit LMS. It stores all of the information that's needed and it passes all the marks there. So that is the LMS. So just to recap, because those are all important pieces, you have your course built on WordPress, you have Membarium as the membership plugin, LearnDash as the LMS, and then the next big piece is the theme. And the theme is what controls the look and feel of the course to a certain extent, although I really think that all just comes down to design, because you can customize the site to look however you like. We could use any theme really, and because we design everything in Sketch, as long as it's a good quality theme, which is important, then you'll be fine. But the theme that we use is Astra Pro theme, and then Elementor as the page builder. And so the page builder makes it so much easier. Again, I'll show you in the back end. This is the front of the site. And then if I was to go to edit with Elementor, I'll show you how simple this really can be. Where you're just dragging and drop. You're not dealing with code. A lot of people think that like WordPress is that you have to write code in the back end. That's how it was when I first started using WordPress, but now it is so much easier. And part of Online Courses Academy is that we have these already designed for you templates that you can upload within one click. So you get access to every page that you need for your course. And I'll link to that in the link below as well. But if you go to the demo course, you'll be able to see it. But your login page, your forgot password page, your profile page, module, account, yeah, basically everything you could possibly need. I've designed templates for you based on the most successful courses out there. And that's where that is. So this is the back end. Here is, and if we click on any of this, it's gonna take you to, you could edit it directly here. So if I wanted to change this to something different, I could change it just by typing here. If I wanted to change the text here, I could change it. Video that you want, if you needed to change that. And then let me drag over some things so you can see. So like this isn't as crazy as a lot of people think. That's why I suggest using WordPress, because there's so many more benefits to it than having it hosted on a third-party platform. But that's just my opinion. So here I just drag over an image, and then I would put, I don't know, whatever image you want to put there, and then it shows up there. People in my course would be like, what are you doing? Why are there all these random images showing up? And then you can simply right-click and hit delete. Okay, so that's Elementor. Next up, we use Gravity Forms for filling any form. So this form on the page, if you are going to opt in for this list, or this, yeah, the list of tools, is a Gravity form. It's not stylized at all. That's why it looks ugly, because I just created it 1 minute before we got live. Okay, so where was I? Gravity Forms, that's the form. WPN is the hosting site. I knew this was going to be a lot to go over. Admin Columns Pro is a plugin that allows you to, I'll explain that in another post. It's a little bit more complex, but that's what I use. BuddyPress is like a social platform that allows you to have the profile pages. I am going to move away from that. I think it's too heavy, and I don't use very many of the features. I pretty much just use it for a image, like a profile image. That's not enough to warrant like having that heavy platform or plugin on your site. So we will not be using that for very much longer. Front end checklist it allows you to put checklists on your session page so that you can users can check it off and then it stays checked off. I think it's really useful. And then WooCommerce is the shopping cart, so the front end shopping cart. Plus this, if Bryce is still on, is another really awesome integration that does a ton of cool features, especially when it comes to evergreen campaigns, and it integrates with Infusionsoft. So we use that. Next up, Infusionsoft is the CRM. ManyChat, if you guys have received the Facebook messengers from me letting you know that I'm going live, ManyChat is what allows you to do that, along with a lot of other really cool things. ForToPay is the front-end billing management system that integrates with Infusionsoft that we use. So when you log into the profile page and you want to update your credit card or update your see your invoices or print your invoices, it automatically auto-logs you into another portal that allows customers to control all that on the front end or themselves. Memberium has a lot of those features already built into it, but I think that the ForToPay is a lot cleaner of a look and feel, and so we use that. And then Infusionsoft Payments is the merchant processor that we use just because it's streamlined and integrates with Infusionsoft Payments, but really anything that integrated, like starts with the A, Authorize.net, Merchant Networks, things like, I don't see that much of a difference in them. Stripe is really good, but Stripe requires another plugin to integrate, to tie Infusionsoft and Stripe together. That's why I don't use it. And then PayPal. Grow is a business intelligence system or software. It's really, really cool. It has a ton of really awesome features, but it's definitely a more expensive, a more advanced investment. It's about $600 a month. And so it's a lot, but it does a lot of advanced things. So that would definitely go on the advanced tab. And then Google Business Apps is the email. So I literally took like my QuickBooks and I put everything in here that I'm paying for so I wouldn't forget anything. So the only thing I might have forgotten was free things. Have you used WS Forms? No. Love Admin Columns Pro? Yeah. So my philosophy on the systems and software is that there are things coming out like rapid fire, like every single day. I mean, probably like every single minute. So once I have an SOP in place and it's working really well for me, and we do test a lot of different things, unless there's a big reason to switch, it's not worth the time, energy, resources, training my employees, like taking the time for me to learn, moving things around, SOPs, unless it's legit like, okay, there's a big enough difference that it's worth it. So usually it's like if there's a new thing out, like I don't pay too much attention to it. There are things that I have done a huge switch with, and Airtable was one of them, like going from using Google Docs switching to Airtable because the benefits of it were just so massive. And then the other one was switching to Elementor from using ProTheme. Like I love ProTheme, but Elementor was just progressing so quickly, and I really liked the Membarium integration with it, and the ability to it made so many things a lot simpler that I knew for my customers, for Online Courses Academy, like it would make it a lot simpler for them. So that was a massive, massive project, switching over everything, like all like our client starter boilerplate templates, all the training videos, all the SOPs, all the templates for Online Courses Academy. It was massive, but like I just saw that it was such, the value was enough to justify it, and now I'm happy that I did, but I was like ready to pull my hair out for a little bit. So regardless of when you're watching this, if you have questions, put them in the comments, because I just basically like threw out a fire hose at you, and we would be here for 5 hours if I went into detail on what all of these are. Probably more than that. But anything that you want me to expand upon, I definitely will. The link to get this is in the Facebook comments. And then also the link to sign up for Online Course Alchemy, which is the free implementation program we're starting on October 16th. And so just about a week from now, where we'll be going through how to get your course up and running for creating a really successful online program. And I'm really excited to do it. But until next week, I will talk to you guys later.